Hello students, in our previous classes we were discussing about the word problems of linear equation and we have solved so many types of problems. Okay, now we are going to discuss some more problems based on linear equation, the word problems of linear equation. So our next question is NCERT exercise 3.5. NCERT exercise 3.5 and question number is question number 4, fourth part. NCERT exercise 3.5 question number 4, fourth part. This question is based on distance traveled. Okay, the word problem based on distance, speed and time. So let us read the question. Places A and B are 100 km apart on a highway. So we have given two places. Let us consider this is place A and this is place B. There are two places and they are at a distance of 100 km. The distance between A and B is 100 km. Okay, two spaces or two places A and B are at a distance of 100 km. Then one car starts from A and another from B at the same time. Two cars are starting at the same time. One car is starting from A and another car is starting from B. Okay, so and both the cars are starting at the same time. If the cars travel in the same direction at a different speed, this is the main point. Two cars are starting from A and B at the same time and they travel in the same direction. So let us suppose a car is starting from A and both the cars are moving in the same direction. Let us consider this is the direction. Both the cars are starting in the right side. The motion is in the right direction. So let us consider the speed of this car be VA. Velocity or speed is represented by V. So the speed of this car is VA and speed of second car is VB. Both the cars are starting at the same time with different speeds. So its speeds are VA and VB. Okay. They meet in 5 hours. When both of them travel in the same direction, they meet in 5 hours. It means they cannot meet in between the path. They will meet some distance after B. It is the only possibility because B is also moving towards right. A is also moving towards right. It means both of them will meet on the highway, suppose at this point C. Let us consider both the cars are meeting at point C. Okay. So first we have considered let the speed of car A and B are VA and VB respectively. And both of them will meet after 5 hours. It means how much time the car A is taking in reaching at point C. How much time car A is taking in reaching at point C. That is 5 hours. It means time from A to C because both the cars are meeting at point C. And when will it be possible that both the cars are meeting? It means the speed of A will be greater than speed of B. Then only it is possible that they will meet at certain distance and at a point C. So I am considering time from A to C. That time is 5 hours. And time from B to C. It is also 5 hours. Because both the cars are taking same time and in the same time they both are meeting at point C. Okay, so time from A to B is 5 hours, time from B to C is also 5 hours. Clear? Now, what is the formula of speed? You know, the speed is equal to distance upon time. We all know about it. Speed is equal to distance upon time. Now, we know the distance from A to B. So from this particular diagram, the distance from A to B is 100. we don't know the distance from B to C. Okay, we don't know the distance from B to C, but we know the time from A to C as well as B to C. We know both the times. So if we write this particular distance, then we can write it as AC minus BC is equal to AB. Geometrically, it is correct. It is total distance AC minus BC, that will be equal to AB. Okay. AC is a distance, BC is also distance, and AB is also distance. Now, if we know the formula, what is the formula? Speed is equal to distance upon time. So what will be the distance? Distance will be equal to speed into time. Distance is equal to speed into time. Now, what is AC? AC is distance, and we can write the distance AC in terms of speed and time. And what is the speed of car A? We have considered it as VA, or we can consider the speed as X and Y, so that you may be able to solve it very easily, because we have studied about linear equations. So we are now taking the speed as X and the speed of B as Y, kilometer per hour. This will be more convenient to solve. So the speed of car A is X and the speed of car B is Y. The total distance from A to C and B to C, I don't know, but we can write this expression that AC minus BC will be equal to AB. Now we can convert this distance in terms of speed and time, because we know the speed of both the cars and time taken by both the cars is same. So we can put the value of AC. AC is distance, and this distance can be equal to speed into time. And what is the speed of car A? It is X, and what is the time? It is 5. Time from A to C is 5, and speed of A is X, so it will be X into 5 minus Y into 5 is equal to total distance AB is 100 kilometer. It is equal to 100. Or if we take 5 common, then the equation will be X minus Y is equal to 100 upon 5, that will be equal to 20. So we got our first equation, X minus Y is equal to 20. This is equation number 1. Okay, so from the first case, we have found the equation number 1. When both the cars are traveling in the same direction and they are meeting after a time of 5 hours. So the time for A and the time for B is same, because they are meeting after 5 hours. It means both will cover the same, both will cover different distance, but both will move different distance, but both will reach at the same point after 5 hours. That particular point I have considered as C. So this is our first equation. Okay. Now coming to the second point. What is the second point? Case second. Now what is given? If they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. Now if they both, this is the same road A and same highway, and the places are A and B, but now in this case both are moving towards each other with speed X and Y. Then now what will happen? They will meet in between the highway. So let us suppose there is a point C where they both meet. Okay, in this case both the cars were moving in the same direction. That's why they were meeting after the point B. But now in this case both the cars are moving in the opposite direction. It means both of them will meet in between A and B. So now I have considered point C in between. Okay. Now the distance between A and B, it is 100 kilometer. In this case it was 100, so it will be 100 here also. The distance is 100 kilometer. The speed are also same. Speed of car A is X and speed of car B is Y. Only the direction is changed. Then what will happen? Now what we can write AB? How can we write in geometrical term? Like in this case, we have written AB is equal to total distance AC minus BC. But now in this case, how will you write AB? AB can be written as AC plus BC. Mathematically or geometrically, we can write AB is equal to AC plus BC. So write it here. In this case, AB is equal to AC plus BC. AB is a distance, AC is distance, and BC is also distance. And what is the formula of distance? Distance is equal to speed into time. So now what will happen? AB is a distance and this distance is 100 km. So we can write it as 100 is equal to, what will be the value of AC? How much time? The question is given. If they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. Now the time is, time from A to C is equal to 1 hour, and time from B to C is also 1 hour. They meet in 1 hour. It is given that now they both meet in 1 hour. Time from A to C is equal to 1 hour and time from B to C is equal to 1 hour. Both the times are same. I am writing it here. Time from A to C is equal to 1 hour and time from B to C is also equals to 1 hour. So now what will be the formula? AB is the total distance, that is 100. What is the distance AC? Distance is equal to speed into time. So now the speed is x, but the time is 1 hour. So it will be x into 1 plus y into 1. Both the times are same. They are meeting after 1 hour. So we can write it as x into 1 plus y into 1. So our equation will be x plus y is equal to 100. And it is our equation number 2. Now we got both the equations. Equation number 1, x minus y equal to 20, and equation number 2, x plus y equals to 100. Now we can solve both the equations and we can get our answer. So I am going to solve the equation here. So the first equation is x minus y equals to 20 and x plus y is equal to 100. If we add both the equation, then this y and y will cancel out. So it will be 2x is equal to 120. Or x is equal to 60. And what is x? X is speed of which car? Car A. It means the speed of car A is 60 km per hour. Now putting the value of x in any equation, so we will get x 60 minus y is equal to 20. Putting the value in equation number 1. So we will get y is equal to 40 km per hour. It means the speed of car A is 60 km per hour and the speed of car B is 40 km per hour. Understood? So these type of questions are very important. The speed, distance and time. So you have to do it very carefully. Note it down. Now let us solve. Next question. The same exercise 3.4, question number 4, fifth part. Okay, these are the questions based on area of rectangle, area of triangle. Okay, there will be a relation given between the sides and you have to find the sides. So let us solve the question. The area of a rectangle gets reduced by 9 square unit if its length is increased by 5 and width is increased by 3. Okay, so these are the problems based on area of a rectangle, or it may be area of a triangle, area of a square, any figure may be there. So let us solve. Area of a rectangle gets reduced by 9 square unit. So as we all know, what is the property of rectangle? A rectangle has a length and a width. This is our rectangle. So let us consider, let length of rectangle be x and breadth be y. Let length of rectangle be x and breadth be y. So what is the area of rectangle? We know the area of rectangle is equal to length into width, that will be x into y. Clear? Now coming to the question, the area of rectangle gets reduced by 9 square unit. Area is reducing by 9 square unit if length is reduced by 5 and width is increased by 3. So in the first case, what is given? Case first, what is given? If length is reduced by 5 and width is increased by 3. So when length is reduced by 5, so what will be the length? Length will be x minus 5. We have taken the length as x. So when length is reduced by 5, suppose the length is 10. When it is reduced by 5, then how much it will be? It will be 5. That means 10 minus 5. So here we have considered it as x. So it will be x minus 5. When length is reduced by 5, it means it is x minus 5. It is the length L. Okay, so I am writing it here L. L is equal to x minus 5. And how much is the breadth? Breadth is increased by 3 units. It means it will be y plus 3. Initially length was x, breadth was y. But now what is length? Length is x minus 5 and breadth is y plus 3. Then what is happening? The area of rectangle gets reduced by 9. Then in this condition, what will be the area? Area is reduced by 9. So what was the initial area? This was the initial area A. This was length and this was breadth. But now in this condition, length is x minus 5, breadth is y plus 3. So area will be equal to x into y minus, area is reduced by 5 units. Area is reduced by 9 units. It will be xy minus 9. The initial area was xy, so now the area will be xy minus 9. So we can write it as length into width is equal to area. That means x minus 5 into y plus 3. It will be equal to xy minus 9. Because L into B is equal to area. So it was xy. But now length is x minus 5. Breadth is y plus 3, so, and area is reduced by 9. Initial area was xy, so the final area will be xy minus 9. So I have just put it the values. Length into breadth is equal to area. Clear? Now solve this. Multiply both the brackets. We will get xy plus 3x minus 5y minus 15 is equal to xy minus 9. Now this xy and xy having the same sign on the opposite of the equal to sign, so they will be cancelled out. So we will get the equation 3x minus 5y is equal to minus 9 and it will be plus 15. So 15 minus 9 will be 6. So we got our first equation 3x minus 5y is equal to 6. Okay, so from the first case we get our first equation. Now coming to the second case. Now what is given in the second case? it is given that if we increase the length by 3 units, so now what is the length? Initial length was x, now it is increased by 3 units, so it will be L is equal to x plus 3. And if we increase the length by 3 units and the breadth by 2 units, breadth is also increased by 2 units, it means B will be equal to y plus 2, length by 3, breadth by 2. Then the area increases by 67 square unit. Now the area is increasing by 67. So what will be the area? Area will be, initial area was xy and it is increased by 67 square unit. So again, putting the value, we will get x plus 3, it is length, into breadth is equal to area, xy plus 67. Now again, solving these two equations, we will get xy plus 2x plus 3y plus 6 is equal to xy plus 67. Again, this xy will cancel out. We will get the equation 2x plus 3y is equal to 67 minus 6. That will be 61. And it is equation number 2. So in this way, we got our both the equation. And now we can solve this equation to get the values of x and y. That means length and width, and we can calculate the area also. So now solve these two equations and get the answer. So the first equation is 3x minus 5y is equal to 6, and second equation is 2x plus 3y is equal to 61. Equation number 1 and equation number 2. Now how will you solve this equation? We can solve it by equating the coefficient method. So the first equation, if you want to equate the coefficient of x, so first equation should be multiplied by 2 and second equation should be multiplied by 3. Okay, you have already studied about all these things, so I am just solving the equation directly. So the first equation will be equal to 2 3 is 6x minus 10y is equal to 12, and the second equation will be 6x plus 9y is equal to 3 1 3 3 6 18, 183. Now if we subtract both the equation, so it will be minus, minus and minus. This x, 6x will be cancelled out. So we will get minus 19y is equal to 183 minus 12 minus 183, that will be equal to minus 171. So what will be the value of y? Y will be equal to 19. And what we have taken y? Y was the breadth of rectangle. So we get the breadth of rectangle as 19. We have not given any unit, so we will take as 19 unit. It will be breadth of the rectangle. 19 unit is equal to breadth. Okay. Now if we put the value of y in any of the equation, we will get the length of rectangle also. So put the value of y in any of the equation. I am putting the value in equation 1. We will get 3x minus 5 into 19 is equal to 6. So it will be 3x minus 19 5 is 95 is equal to 6. So it will be 3x is equal to 95 plus 6. That will be 101. Or the value of x will be equal to 3 3 is 9. Just a minute. What will be its value? Just calculate it, and there is a small mistake in the calculation. It is 19 9s are 171. So the value of width will be 9. So we will put the value 9 here. We will get 9 5s are 45. Now it will be 45 plus 6, that will be 51. So the value of x will be equal to 17, sorry. And it is our length. 17 unit, that will be length. Okay, so do the calculation very carefully. Here it is y equal to 9. So the value of x will be equal to 17. So in this way, we can solve the problems based on length and area, length, width and area. Whenever we have to find the length, width and area, and some relation will be there between length, width and area, we have to just take the length is equal to x, width is equal to y, and solve for the relation which is given, and we will get our answer. Now coming to the next question. Now we are coming to the problems based on upstream and downstream. These are very important questions. Problems based on upstream and downstream. These questions are generally asked in the examination, upstream and downstream. So first let us understood about upstream and downstream. What is the meaning of upstream and what is the meaning of downstream? So suppose whenever we talk about a river is flowing, and in a particular river, suppose this is a river, it is flowing, and in the river sometimes it may be given that a boat is traveling, sometimes it will be given that a swimmer swims across the river. Okay, so anything may be given, swimmer, boat, or any fish, anything may be given. So when the river is flowing, then what we will consider? We will consider that let speed of boat, if boat is traveling, boat or swimmer, whatever is given in the question, we will consider let the speed of boat or the swimmer in still water be x. Still water means if the river is stationary, if the water is not moving in any direction, if the river is stationary, then that water is known as still water. So the speed of boat or the swimmer in still water is x. Okay. And one more thing, when the river is stationary, when there is no direction of flow, water is stationary, then if any swimmer or if any boat swims across the river or the boat travels across the river, then it will move in that particular direction wherever it wants to move, because water is not moving. So water will neither oppose nor support the motion. Okay, water will neither oppose nor support the motion. There will be no effect of the speed of water on the speed of swimmer or on the speed of boat. It means the speed will be exactly x. But if the river is also flowing with some speed, then you all have seen about it. When a river flows in a particular direction and a swimmer swims just opposite to the river, then the speed of swimmer decreases. Or the boat, if the boat travels opposite to the flow of water, then the speed of boat will decrease itself. But when the direction of swimmer or the direction of boat is in the direction of flow of water, then their speed will increase automatically, because the speed of water will support the speed of swimmer or the speed of boat. So the speed of swimmer or the boat will increase automatically. Okay, so first case, what I am taking, let the speed of boat or the swimmer in still water be x, and if water is also flowing, so we consider let speed of water be y. Speed of water or the speed of river, we will consider it as y. It is also known as speed of water, or we say stream. Stream means the water current. So the speed of water or the stream be y. Now what will happen if the water is also flowing? Then there will be two possibilities. Either suppose the river is flowing in this direction and swimmer is also swimming in the same direction. So what will happen? The speed of swimmer will automatically increase. The river will support the swing of motion. But if the swimmer is moving opposite to the flow of river, then this flow of water or the flow of river will oppose the swimmer. That's why the speed of swimmer will decrease. Okay, so when swimmer or boat is opposite to flow of stream or water, when swimmer or boat is opposite to the flow of stream or the flow of water, then this stream or this time the speed, this is known as upstream. This condition is known as upstream. Okay, what is the meaning of upstream? When swimmer or the boat will move opposite to the flow of water or the stream, then that particular speed will be known as upstream. And what will be its value? The value of upstream will be equal to speed of swimmer is x and the speed of water is y. So the speed of upstream is taken as x minus y, because they both will oppose. So the speed will decrease, means they will subtract each other. They will subtract means x minus y. So speed of upstream is always taken as x minus y. What is the meaning of x? X is the speed of boat or the swimmer and y is the speed of stream. Then in that case, speed of upstream is taken as x minus y. And another is when swimmer or boat is in the direction, when swimmer or boat is in the direction of flow of stream. Okay, when swimmer or boat is in the direction of flow of stream, then it is known as downstream. It is known as downstream, and speed of downstream is given by x plus y. Okay, so you have to remember this thing. We will always consider speed of swimmer or the speed of boat as x, speed of stream or water as y. So the speed of upstream is x minus y and speed of downstream is x plus y. Okay, so this thing you have to remember, then only you will be able to solve the questions. So now I am coming to the question. All these things you have to take. Now I am coming to a question, page number 65, NCERT, page 65, and there is an example. This is example number 19. Example number 19. What is given? A boat goes 30 km upstream and 44 km downstream in 10 hours. What is given? 40 km upstream and the boat goes 30 km upstream and 44 km downstream. 44 km downstream, and the time is given in 10 hours. In 10 hours. Okay, a boat goes 30 km upstream and 44 km downstream in 10 hours. Then, so we have to form an equation of this particular term. So we know the speed of, you will write all the things, let speed of boat in still water be x. We will consider the speed of boat in still water as, so we have taken speed of boat in still water as x and speed of stream as y. So we all know that upstream, speed of upstream is given by x minus y. Upstream speed, it is given by x minus y, and downstream speed is given by x plus y. Okay, we all know about this. Now, what is the condition? 30 kilometer upstream and 44 kilometer downstream in 10 hours. It is given. So, we can write it as first case. What is given? In 10 hours, the boat goes 30 kilometer upstream and 44 kilometer downstream. So, what is the total time? Total time is 10 hours. So, we can write it as total time is equal to time of upstream plus time of downstream. In the simple form, we can write it as total time is equal to time of upstream plus time of downstream. Now you have given total time is 10 hours. So we can put the value now. It is 10 is equal to, what is the formula of time? We know that time is equal to distance upon speed. We all know about this formula. So what will be the time of upstream? It is distance upon speed. And what is the distance of upstream? It is 30 kilometer. We have given in the question 30 kilometer upstream. That 30 will be the distance. And what will be the speed? Speed of upstream is x minus y. So it will be 30 upon x minus y. Similarly, time of downstream plus time of downstream will be distance. This distance is 44 kilometer downstream. And what is the speed of downstream? It is x plus y. So we have got our first equation, that is 44 upon x plus y. We can write it as 44 upon x plus y plus 30 upon x minus y is equal to 10. It is our equation number 1. Okay. Similarly, we can form the second equation. What will be the second equation? It is given in the second case second. It is given that in 13 hours, it can go 40 kilometer upstream and 55 kilometer downstream. 40 kilometer upstream and 55 kilometer downstream in how much time? In time 13 hours. So again we can write it as total time is equal to time of upstream plus time of downstream. So total time is equal to time of upstream plus time of downstream. What is total time? It is 13 hours. 13 hours is equal to time of upstream. It is distance upon speed. So the distance of upstream is 40 and the speed of upstream is x minus y. So it will be 40 upon x minus y plus 55 upon x plus y. So it is our second equation. 40 upon x minus y plus 55 upon x plus y is equal to 13. Okay. So we got our both the equations. The second equation we can write in the simple way. Like in the first equation, it is 55 upon x plus y plus 40 upon x minus y is equal to 13. It is equation number 2. Now we have already solved such type of equations. I told you when we have solved the simultaneous solution of linear equation, whenever these equations are given, that means in the denominator there is x plus y and x minus y. Then how these problems are solved? We will consider 1 upon x plus y as u and 1 upon x minus y as v, and then we can further solve the questions very easily. So we will consider now, let 1 upon x plus y is equal to u and 1 upon x minus y is equal to v. So the equation 1 will be converted as 44u plus 30v. It is equal to 10, and the second equation will be converted as 55u plus 40v is equal to 13. Now you can solve both these equations. You will get the value of u and v, and when again you will put these value of u and v at the place of 1 upon x plus y and 1 upon x minus y, you will get the values of x and y. That will be our answer. Okay, so now we have to practice these three types of problem which we have discussed today. This is the most important type of problem, upstream and downstream. So you have to solve as many questions as you solve. Okay, you have to solve it further. You will get your answer. Okay, so the word problems are approximately completed from the linear equation. In one more video, I will discuss some different types of problems based on word problem, and the chapter will be completed. So you have to practice all these things very carefully.